everybody. My name's Katie. Welcome to my Fluid Art channel. What we have here is a 14 by 14 inch canvas. For a 14 by 14, you're going to need 7 ounces of paint. And that's one of these cups for me. I use a little extra because we're going to pour it into a puddle. My colors today are Deco Art Dazzling Metallics in Peacock Pearl. You can tell I like this paint. I added a small amount of Winsor Newton's phthalo blue just to darken it up a little bit. Very beautiful. Then we have Liquitex Basics in lime green. Another one of my favorite colors. We also have Artist Loft Level 2 Prussian Blue. Deep, yummy color. I also have Deco Art's Bright Metallics paint in 24K. My white is Artist Loft Soft Body with a small amount of Bear paint and primer and satin enamel. All my paints are mixed 2-to-1 with Floetrol. You can get that at any Home Depot, Lowe's, any paint store, just about. I mix all my paints 2-to-1 with the Floetrol, except for craft paints, which are 1-to-1, because they're generally thinner. And unless you have a hard body paint, professional paint, you would add a little more Floetrol. Always check your consistency. It'll thicken up while it stands there waiting for you. Can't stand how pretty that green is. All right. Okay. I think we're ready. Now what is in the bottom of the cup is going to come out last. We're going to be doing a straight pour. So the center of your pour will be the last colors that come out of your cup. I want a small amount of white. Prussian, let's do the gold. A little bit of gold, not too much. The Prussian blue. The lime green. Go back to the white. It's a small amount. The gold. Now that was quite a bit of gold. Prussian blue. Now we're going to go with the peacock pearl. Small amount of white. Back to the Prussian Blue. Let's put a little bit of gold in there. No, let's not. Back to the lime green. Beautiful color. Let's do the peacock pearl again. Small amount of white. Let's do the gold. Prussian blue. Let's go back to the peacock. We're not gonna put the gold right on top of there. That's an iridescent paint. You really don't want to layer them together. But we can put a little buffer of white in between and go into the gold. And we'll finish it off with the Prussian blue. All right, there's our cup. It's beautiful. We're going to make a small puddle right here just so your paint has a place to slide. And we're going to pour straight down. You can go up and down. You can turn your wrist. I'm going to go straight up and down. I might go up higher and down lower for effects. Lower, you will get bigger patterns. Higher up, you'll get more blending. So let's start here. You're right in the middle of the canvas. Now I tend to put too much white in the bottom of my cup. Hopefully I didn't do that this time. As your paint gets less and less, get closer to your canvas. You'll have more control. Almost. Well, I don't even see it now. Okay. All right. Need to torch it. Now I need fuel. Give me just a second. You want to get all the air bubbles out. There's lots of air bubbles when you do a straight pour. We have some beautiful cells here. Pretty stuff here. we're going to go ahead and put a flood down, a flow extender. I'm not sure I like the center. All right. I have paint that I recovered from a previous pour. It's pretty periwinkle kind of color. Make sure you get enough paint to the corners. All right. Take your palette knife. Put your flow extender right up to your pour. This will give your pour something to slide on. If you don't have a flow extender, your paint will roll over as you slide it around, and you'll lose a lot of the patterns that are on the outside. Now this paint that I recovered, I'll recover it again. No paint goes to waste in my house. Let's torch it again. Give it just a second here. There's my cup. That's why I'm crooked. Remember, what's in your pour is going to stretch. So we're going to stretch this out. We're going to try to maintain our round pour though. When it's time to stretch, take your time. You spent all that time mixing your paints and thinking about colors. So, let's go ahead. I'm not going to go off any corners or sides right at the moment. I'm just stretching it out. There is no silicone in any of these paints. When you use different brands of paint in the same pour, and you use pearls and metallics, that's what gives you the cells without silicone. They're much different cells too. They're more organic looking, boulder shaped instead of just round. We're just stretching it out. And come down to this corner here. I hope you can see. Alright, I'm going to bring it back. Always bring your paint back to the center of your canvas. You can go in any direction you want to go once you go back to the center. If you just start willy-nilly tilting your paint around, you won't be able to keep your patterns. Let's torch this again. I see more air bubbles. This can also help aid in getting cells. Okay, we're going to go back to that first corner. This time we're going to go off and lock it on. Just like that. And then we're going to bring our paint back to the center of the canvas again. Now, some school of thought is that what you like you should lock on. Some other school of thought is that what you don't like you should go over first. I'm going to go this way. Make sure your paint's in the center of the canvas. I love that lime green and the gold together. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to go off this corner and come back. Always back to the center of your canvas. Now we have a lot of beautiful kind of translucent cells here. I'm glad we locked that on. We have some pretty white lacing. I'm gonna go this way. Now that my paint's in the center of the canvas, I can take it straight to the corner. Take your time. Oh, there we go. Gets slippery. All right. Back to the center. Now, if you use the equation I told you earlier on about how much paint to use, you really waste very little. And like I said, I scrape all of mine up. A lot of times it's pretty enough to put into a pour. And if it isn't, I'll use it like this and as a flow extender. But I'll scrape that up and use it again too. Since it really doesn't end up in your artwork, it ends up over the side. Let's bring it back. You'll notice the paint starts to move slow. That's because you have less paint. There's less weight. Let's look at this. I'm not the neatest paint pourer out there. No. I think I like it. This is beautiful. The gold and that lime green together are beautiful. Along with that pearl. You see that in places here. Let's torch it again, get rid of the last bubbles that might be there. And if you don't get rid of them, they'll leave pinholes in your painting. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I want to continue to bring art at a reasonable price. Something we can all enjoy. I'm going to take off my gloves. I'm going to bring the camera down and bring you closer. That big deal. I forgot a very important thing. Always scrape the bottom of your canvas. That extra paint will continue to pull the paint down from the top of your canvas. It'll come back and it won't look the same. Alright. Make sure you touched up your corners. If you don't have paint that matches, go right up underneath where you scraped. Whoops. I'm getting another. Here. Got some color right here. A little bit left in the bottom of my cup. All right. Make sure your sides are covered. Your corners are covered. All right. Let me bring you down. Excuse my ring light. I think it turned out very nice. Look at these boulders we have here. Lovely. This corner's my favorite right here, I think. This Prussian blue is going to dry very dark. Maybe we'll call this Deep 6-9. Kind of an inside joke. Sorry about that. Well, you guys have a great day. Come back and see me again. Bye.